for this to be applicable in a car. So I thought, why not? Why not put it into a car? But I can tell you from a day-to-day perspective, if I'm driving along and I park outside in a hot parking lot, and then I get in all of a sudden, and the car is just hot, hot, hot. This would be nice. This would be nice to wipe the sweat off my brow or something like that. So I know I've done it before. Moving along, I've got a bandana. Bandanas have infinite applications. And again, whenever you're in a car, you're kind of most vulnerable to catastrophe. So taking a bandana along in a car just only makes sense. And it's something small. It doesn't really take up a whole lot of room, and so it's just one extra thing that you can kind of add to a everyday carry that just kind of adds more capabilities to your selection of things that you can choose from to help get you out of a tough situation. Moving along, I've got a cell phone charger for my cell phone. Again, these days we're so reliant upon cell phones and everything else that having a cell phone charger along with you is just kind of helps you that much more. So I brought a cell phone charger. It's just a great thing to have. And moving on, you got a USB charger, USB wall charger. This is mainly for whenever I get to a destination, like a hotel room or something, and they don't have USB chargers. This just basically allows me to be prepared to charge a phone just in case somewhere does not have capabilities to do so. I just love USB wall chargers like this one. It's super small and convenient, and again, it doesn't take up that much room in the car, so why not take it? Moving along, you got a microfiber little towel here. This is mainly for wiping off the screen for my on the front of my car, the navigation screen or something, like the navigation touch screen or something like that. What's really bad whenever you got fingerprints all over the touch screen. So this just helps clean it off. It's just a great way to clean it off and make it cleaner. So there you go. This is a razor. I cannot tell you how many times I forget to shave in the morning, and or I need to do a little cleanup shave, and I'm on the road, and so just keeping a razor in the car with me, I love it. So it just makes a lot of sense to just provide a little backup to whenever you might forget about shaving in the morning or something like that, or you need to clean up a shave on your way to work or something like that. So love the razor. Moving along, you've got the aspirin. Aspirin is just, I cannot tell you how many times I'm out somewhere and I got a headache, or my knee starts hurting me a little bit, or my elbows, or something like that, or my shoulders, and I need a little aspirin. And so just taking aspirin along with you is just one of those little things of, okay, I got aspirin, check it, and it may seem like a little thing, but whenever you're in pain, just having a little thing like aspirin could help. And so it's a little thing, but whenever you need it, it suddenly becomes a very big thing to have and to need. So aspirin definitely can be a very big thing to have and to need. So aspirin. Moving along, you've got a lip balm. Again, having chapped lips is probably one of the more irritating things, at least to me, just because you just constantly notice it, and so relieving chapped lips, something small, it doesn't take up a lot of room, so again, why not have it? It only made sense. So lip balm. Moving along, you've got a notebook. Actually, I got two notebooks in here. For me, it always seems like whenever I get into a wreck that no one ever seems to have any paper to exchange insurance information or anything like that. And so this just makes it so much easier to exchange insurance information as opposed to scrummaging around a car and trying to find a little scrap of paper to exchange insurance information. So having something little like this, a great thing to have, because it just makes everything a lot easier, and it just makes you so much more prepared for the kind of Murphy's Law of the world of anything that can go bad will go bad. When you least expect it, somebody's going to wreck you, and you're going to be glad that you have a little notebook that lets you collect the fellow driver's insurance information or something like that. Or I mean, just having a little notebook just for kind of everyday life. It's kind of nice to have. So it's just an extra little notebook that just stays in the car. So I love a notebook in the car. So moving along, you got pens. A notebook's not very much good unless you have a pen to go along with it. So again, I don't know how many times I've heard of somebody getting into a wreck and somebody not having something as simple as a pen in the car. So keeping pens in the car, just kind of like a no-brainer. I know for me, I just kind of always keep a pen on me, but this is kind of like just like, and for an emergency, if I just accidentally forget about it, getting a pen, or I just run out for a minute and I forget to bring a pen with me. This is a just in case kind of situation. So I love pens, especially whenever you're out in a car, because again, it seems like whenever you get into a wreck, oh, where's your pen? Oh, I don't know. And then that would give me the opportunity to come out and say, need a pen? Here you go. So moving along, we've got a pocket knife. This pocket knife is from Extreme Ratio. I personally was not able to find this particular knife on their website, but I personally found this at a gun show, but I personally love this. As you can see, it's got a seatbelt cutter on here. Again, just kind of adding a extra level of backup, and then it's also got a glass breaker on there too. So just in case you get into a dicey situation, having that extra capability on there just kind of adds another wrinkle of being prepared for something else. Again, I'd much rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. This glass breaker is probably one of the biggest things here. So again, as you can see, it's also spring assisted, so it's very easily opened, and as you can see, it's also it's a very large knife. My hand here kind of provides a little bit of a scale, and so whenever you're in a kind of a dicey situation, having something big like this is very nice to have. So it's very easily grasped. So it's nice to have. Pocket knife. Okay, moving along. Magnesium fire starter. A lot of people might laugh at this because they think, oh, why would you ever need a magnesium fire starter? Well, I would say to you, what if you are caught out in a blizzard in the middle of a snowstorm and you need to stay warm and your gas is low and and you don't have any way to get to a nearby and what if you're out in the middle of nowhere? How are you going to stay warm? Well, here you go, a magnesium fire starter. Again, this might be a 1 in a million chance that you might need this, but when you do need it, it's going to be very critical that you have it. So it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. I love that phrase. And this completely embodies that statement wholeheartedly. Just because getting caught somewhere and not having something like this is I would just hate that. So I absolutely love having this kind of capability to start a fire on a whim. So and again, whenever you're out in your car, you're away from a lot of things that are familiar. You're out on the road, you're away from home, and having a fire starter is just adds one extra kind of capability to everything that you can do on the road. So it's a great thing to have. Moving along, we've got a tire pressure checker. And again, tire pressure is one of the biggest things about a car. Having good tire pressure and checking it is just such a good thing. And I cannot tell you how many times I've been to a gas station and somebody has tried to use the little gas station tire pressure checker and it's been broken. And so having something like this is big. Because whenever you need it bad. And so just kind of adds one extra thing. And how many times have you ever had somebody who has, tried to, who has had a low tire pressure and they didn't know it? They didn't have any way to check it, and so they just assumed that it was good, and then they just moved on. Well, now you don't have to assume. You can actually go out and you can check it by having something like this in your car. So, and then I've also got these extra valve knobs. Again, they're probably not the most attractive valve knobs that you've ever seen, and they probably don't match the ones that are on my car currently, but it's at that point, whenever you need it, it's not going to be that big of a deal. You gotta just suck it up and just take it. So, and so there you go. Another capability to have. Another thing to be glad that you're going to have whenever you really need it. So, another thing. Moving along, another item. Again, a lot of people might say, why in the heck do you need a Zippo lighter? I don't smoke or anything like that, so a lot of people may say, well, that's a useless thing to have. But again, whenever you might find yourself in a critical situation, having a lighter is a big thing. So having a Zippo lighter, I love it. Love it. Awesome. It's just something small that you can use to kind of get yourself out of a bad situation. make a quick fire and keep yourself warm in a blizzard or something like that. All right, moving along. The biggest item on the everyday carry item list is the emergency kit. Alright, we've got inside here, the first thing is the emergency tow strap. This just adds one extra layer of capabilities to your everyday carry item. Again, probably if I was going to be putting together a emergency kit, this would probably not be one of the things that I would put in there. But considering what my options were at the store that I bought this at a Walmart. This emergency kit fit most of the needs that I had for an emergency kit, but at the same time, it was in my price point. It fit right into my price point, so it just kind of made the most sense to me to go with this emergency kit. And so it kind of fit right into that range of being just right without being too much, and providing everything I wanted without providing too much. So, considering all that, I do have this emergency tow strap. And I was telling you before about a backup tourniquet. You may not like it, but this does have the capability to be a backup tourniquet. You can use this as a tourniquet. Again, you may not like it, you may fight it kicking and screaming, but if you absolutely needed to, if this was your last stand and you had no other choice, you could technically use this as a tourniquet. A lot of hardcore survivalists out there may say, well, that's a stupid thing to say, but if you didn't have much other choice, you could technically use this as a tourniquet. Again, it may be a very crude one that a lot of people out there may not agree with, but it's better than nothing. It's better than just letting yourself bleed out. So here you go, a makeshift tourniquet. Moving along, we've got a flashlight and a adaptable orange cone for signaling and things of the like, to be used in a emergency situation on the side of the road. Flashlight. Flashlight is one of those things that is just, you cannot have enough flashlights. I've got 4 here, and I do not think that's too many. Just because I cannot tell you how many people I've run into that have been glad that they've had a flashlight whenever they find themselves in a hard situation. In the middle of the night, you've got no power on your car, the battery's completely gone, you've got no gas in your car, and you gotta walk 2 miles to the nearest gas station. You're gonna be glad that you have a flashlight. And having a couple backup flashlights is even better, because Murphy's Law is always going to rear its evil head whenever it's the worst possible time. And so having multiple flashlights is a good thing to be able to get yourself out of a bad situation. So always account for Murphy's Law. Moving along here, we've got a poncho. Poncho is one of those kind of underrated things that if it's raining and pouring outside, you're going to be glad that you have a poncho. Because, again, Murphy's Law is going to say whenever your tire goes, whenever you have a flat tire or something, it's going to start to rain, just because that's what happens whenever a tire goes. I mean, it seems like one thing turns into two, two turns into three, three turns into four, and then all of a sudden it's you've got a flat tire, it's raining, it's pouring outside, it's, you know, you've got lightning, and then all of a sudden it turns into dark, and everything is going wrong. And so having a reserve emergency poncho is just one of those things that's really quite helpful to have in your emergency kit. Love it. Moving along, you also have a first aid kit. You know, bandages, sterile wipes, a little bit of tape, you know, that whole kind of thing. Love it. Small little emergency kit, and again, I'm not saying that that emergency kit's going to fits every